we can create such a system, and we're well on the way. But such a system would somehow interface with the brain in such a way that we will trigger the same functions in the brain to create a perception for us that it uses our senses for now to create. So it will. So if you think of the brain's functions sitting here, and here's a layer of our senses, we'll go, and now the virtual reality we have today basically uses our senses to give us as much of an experience as we can of an alternate reality. But what we're talking about is a system that will link into the bottom layer. This will link behind our senses that we have now, our physical senses. It will hook directly into the brain to create any kind of reality that we program it to. Now, the real beauty of the system, the key thing behind the system, is that to the user of the system, it's completely immersive. They will not know while they're in the virtual reality system that they are not in the physical reality. For the time that they're in the system, as far as they are concerned, that will be it. That's reality. Okay? Now, everybody can have their specific node of the system programmed to be whatever they want it to be. If they want a perfect replica of the world, of the physical world, they can have that. We can program such a system to be convincing enough that they will feel and they will believe, they will really believe. And it's not a case of fooling the person either. We're not going to try and trick anybody into thinking that this is the system. It's going to be pure science. The system will link into the brain in such a way that it will trigger the chemicals of the brain to create a virtual reality for us, to create an alternate reality, which is probably a synonym for this whole thing. Virtual reality, alternate reality. It's virtual. We call it virtual reality because it's not the real. It's not the one reality that we all experience. It's a different reality, but we'll experience it in the same way. We will believe that we are in that world, and everybody can create whatever kind of world they want. If somebody has some kind of sick fantasy, if it's a serial killer that just wants to go and kill a whole bunch of people, they can set that up in their reality and it will satisfy them. That's the thing. The system will satisfy everybody's own desires that they have. If your dream is to have a family with 10 kids and a wife or 2 wives or 5 wives or 10 wives, whatever, you can create that system devoid of any real suffering, devoid of any real bad side effects in the real world. This is the key thing. We can create whatever system the people want, cost effectively, both for consequences and power. A system like this would take the same power as a computer system that we've got now, which is negligible, especially if you compare it to actual costs involved in having an infrastructure set up that has to cater or is expected to cater for everyone's desires that they come up with. So that's basically it. So the problem is that we've evolved this intelligence, what we call intelligence, which is just a tool to help us survive, consume, reproduce, right? That's all it does. The byproducts are our desires, our extra things that we want to satisfy ourselves, and we are not going to be able to provide that system we're not going to be able to satisfy those needs, those desires, those wants for everyone forever. It's just not sustainable, and that's really that's really what we need to focus on. We need a sustainable solution, and the virtual reality system is basically infinite. As long as people have those physical desires, those mental desires, we can create whatever they want to satisfy that for themselves. And that's basically it. So I hope that clarifies things for people. I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. As I said, I'll post some links to some of Inmendum's videos on the subjects. He's done a very good job of explaining the whole thing. And if you've got any questions after watching his videos, please feel free to do video responses. Those would be preferable, or post some comments. Thanks for watching.